In this video, we are going to show you the perfect itinerary for Jamaica. One of the questions we get the most is how to build a logical itinerary through the land of reggae, combining neon blue sea beaches, waterfalls that flow into the ocean, and vibrant culture without being stuck just inside an all-inclusive resort. Jamaica is a big island and the roads can be slow. To see the absolute basics, just Montego Bay and a day trip, you need 4 days. But to feel the vibe of Negril, climb the waterfalls of Ocho Rios and visit the coolest bar in the world. In the middle of the sea, we recommend at least 7 days. That is why we prepared a super complete 7-day itinerary with the best of Jamaica, so you do not waste time. So let us get started. What is the best time to visit Jamaica? The climate is tropical and hot all year round, but be aware of the hurricane season, which runs from June to November. The best time by far is from December to April, when the weather is dry and the sun shines every day. May and November are good months to save money, as they are low season, and the risk of rain is lower than in summer. And how many days to stay? Since traffic on the island can be heavy and attractions are scattered, the #1 mistake is trying to do everything in a rush. The recommended minimum is 5 days, but the ideal is 7 days to include the South Coast and Negril calmly. Now let us get to the day by day. Day 1. Arrival and Neon Blue Sea. Arrive at Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay. It is the best gateway. Take an official Judah transfer red plate taxis to the hotel. Go straight to Dr. S. Cave Beach. It is the most famous beach in Montego Bay. The water is so transparent and blue it looks like a swimming pool. They say the water there has healing minerals. Rent a chair and order your first Jamaican rum drink. Have dinner at Margaritaville on the Hip Strip. It is a super lively bar restaurant that has a water slide that drops straight into the sea. The energy there at night already puts you in the island mood. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy in Jamaica is to choose the right base. Montego Bay is the best place because it is halfway to everything. Inside Montego Bay, the first option is the Hip Strip region. It is ideal for those who want life on foot, public beaches, and excitement. The second option is the Rose Hall region. It is 15 minutes from the center and is where the large luxury resorts with private beaches and golf courses are located. It is for those who want total rest. If you want a more hippie vibe and sunsets, the third option is to stay in the town of Negril. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region. Staying in Montego Bay, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen QR code and in the video description the link to this map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and free cancellation. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as international eSIM cell phone chip to have internet and post photos of this incredible sea, discounted travel insurance essential in the Caribbean tickets for waterfalls, good and cheap hotels we have already stayed at, and the global account. Save this page in your favorites. Day 2. The famous waterfall, Ocho Rios. Today is the day to go to Ocho Rios, which is an hour and a half from Montego Bay. The main attraction is Dun S River Falls. It is a waterfall that falls in stone steps and flows directly into the beach. The tradition is to climb the waterfall walking against the water, holding hands with other tourists, forming a human chain. Bring water shoes. Then, if you like adrenaline, go to Mystic Mountain. There you can go down the mountain in a bobsled cart, just like the movie Cool Runnings, in the middle of the forest. Or for something wilder, visit the Blue Hole. It is a sequence of turquoise water pools in the middle of the woods where you can jump from vines and swim in caves. Return to Montego Bay at the end of the day. Day 3. Ghosts and bioluminescence. Enjoy the morning to enjoy your hotel beach or shop for crafts on the Hip Strip. In the late afternoon, visit the Rose Hall Great House. It is an old colonial mansion said to be haunted by the White Witch Annie Palmer. The tour tells the tragic history of the slavery era and local legends. At night, go to Falmouth, 20 minutes from Montego Bay, to see the Luminous Lagoon. It is a lagoon where the water glows neon blue when you move. It is a rare natural phenomenon caused by microorganisms. The tour is by boat, and you can swim in the glowing water. It is a magical experience. Day 4. The most beautiful sunset, Negril. Today we go west to the town of Negril, 1.5 hours drive. The vibe here is totally peace and love. Spend the day at 7 Mile Beach. It is considered one of the best beaches in the world with white sand and calm sea. For lunch, eat an authentic roast chicken on the sand. In the late afternoon, the mandatory stop is Rick S. Cafe. It is a legendary bar that sits on top of a 30-foot cliff. The sunset there is spectacular. The entertainment is watching the brave locals and tourists jumping from the top of the rocks into the sea. There is live music and lots of partying. Day 5. The bar in the middle of the sea, South Coast. If you want to escape the obvious, go to the south coast of Jamaica. Visit YS Falls. Unlike Dun S River, this waterfall is on private property, is quieter, has natural pools, and you can zipline over the waterfalls. Then take a boat to Floyd S. Pelican Bar. It is a bar made of wood and straw, built on top of a sandbank in the middle of the ocean a mile from the coast. You drink a red stripe beer and eat fried fresh fish surrounded by sea on all sides. It is the coolest bar in the world. Day 6, the king of reggae and authentic jerk. For music fans, the trip to 9 Mile is unmissable. It sits in the mountains of St. Anne. It is the village where Bob Marley was born and is buried. The tour is guided by local Rastafarians with lots of music and stories about the singer's life. The road is full of curves, so prepare your stomach. On the way back, stop at Scotchy's restaurant near Montego Bay. It is the temple of jerk chicken. The chicken is slowly roasted over pimento wood and covered with a super spicy sauce. It is cheap, comes in aluminum foil, and is the best meal of the trip. Day 7, farewell and coffee. Take the last few hours to buy the famous Blue Mountain coffee at local supermarkets. It is cheaper than at the airport. It is considered one of the best coffees in the world. Take a last dip in the sea and go to the airport with a renewed, no-problem spirit. An important tip is to buy tickets for attractions in advance. Dun Es River Falls and the Luminous Lagoon Tour are very popular. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price and with transportation included, which is vital in Jamaica. Now let us talk about transportation. How to get around Jamaica. Maximum attention. In Jamaica, you drive on the left-hand side. The roads are narrow and local drivers drive very fast. We do not recommend renting a car. Use comfortable Knutsford Express buses to get from one city to another. Inside the city, use only official Juta taxis or with red plates. Always agree on the price before getting in as there is no meter. Quick shopping tips. Jamaica is famous for rum. The Appleton brand is great for Blue Mountain coffee and for jerk spices to cook at home. The Hip Strip has several duty-free shops with good prices. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. Vital attention. Check the requirements for your nationality. Many countries, especially in South America and Africa, require the International Yellow Fever Vaccination Certificate to board for Jamaica. A valid passport is required. U.S. citizens do not need a visa for tourism. And remembering travel insurance. The health system for tourists is private and very expensive. We never travel without it, and in the link in the description there is the comparator we use. And how much does it cost to eat? It is possible to eat cheaply. A patty Jamaican pastry costs about $2. A meal of jerk chicken at Scotchy's costs about $10 to $15. In tourist restaurants, the dish costs around $30. And what to do at night? In Montego Bay, Pier 1 on Fridays is the place where locals and tourists meet to dance. Margaritaville is classic. In Negril, the night happens at beach bars with live reggae. If you liked this detailed itinerary, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much and safe travels.